Somebody's gonna get angry at the sound of volume.
Hey! This is Brian. How are you doing? I have new lighting. Don't I look pretty? I think I do. So yesterday was the WWDC Keynote, where Apple announced, the impending release of the new iPhone hardware. They talked a lot about the iPhone 3.0 update coming soon, and they also spent a bunch of time talking about Snow Leopard. Now, how to put this? I am an Apple fanboy. You know this about me. If you've seen my videos, you know I love me some Apple products. But that said, I'm also still, my brain works. I'm a fanboy who still thinks about his fanboyism. I'm not like, anything that melts is perfect. Although, I mean, to be fair, I guess I do that a lot. But not anything. Anyway, so my point is about the Snow Leopard. Because when they announced it, they were kind of being dicks about it, actually. Because at the beginning, like, here's the thing. You have those Microsoft commercials, the laptop hunters, where Apple people are up in arms because people are happy with non-Mac products. And it's not that, it's not that they're being forced to buy them, which I think is the perception of a lot of Mac users, is that, oh, well, they would totally buy a Mac if they could, if they knew about it, if they were allowed to, if their mean old IT department or their mom or their grandma or their bank would let them, but oh no, they're never happy with it. They're begrudgingly doing it. It's like riding the subway. Who would ride the subway if they had a car? But of course, lots of people like to ride the subway, which is kind of my point. These commercials, the people try to tear them apart, be like, oh, that's stupid. That Gianpaolo guy is kind of obviously he's not really a professional. He's not really making a informed decision. He's kind of being an idiot. But of course, it all comes down to those specific commercials that these people go through a store looking for a computer they like, which matches the needs that they have, and they get a PC. Yeah. Which, may not be the message Apple wants to hear, or Mac boys in particular, but, they find what they're looking for, and they're going to be happy with this other product. And of course, then they say, well, no, they're not going to be really happy, which is a bit of a cognitive dissonance reduction, because all things being equal, everyone would pick a Mac. That means that there must be something unequal if these people don't pick a Mac, right? I mean, there has to be something wrong with them, or their thought processes, or something. It can't simply be that they actually want a PC. I mean, I've been using Windows 7. It's pretty nice. I'm going to lose my Mac cred, but here, I'll say it just in case. I don't want to lose my... Windows 7 is actually quite nice. Okay, good. The Jobs police haven't come and got me. Oh! No, okay, that was a dog. So, there's that sort of, fearful anger thing going on, which is kind of weird, and it was on big display by one of the Apple people, where at first they started complaining, he was criticizing openly Windows 7 for just being like a rehash of Vista, like refinements of an OS, and how foolish are they because it's still based on the same old technologies. He also talked about it being more complicated than Windows 7, which of course means he's probably never used it, because, it's actually a lot less complicated, certainly as a user experience, and they have actually trimmed down a lot of the software in the back end. But they're like, oh, it's just an OS refined, it's just a refinement, it's like basically the through line of that was, oh, he's polishing a turd. And then he starts talking about Snow Leopard, which is, oh, we've refined this, we've refined that, we've refined this, we've rewritten this so it looks a little better, but you can't tell, it's all under the hood stuff. So apparently in this particular guy's whacked out world, Microsoft going, oh, we're fixing this in a way that people are really actually responding fantastically well for, which may or may not be a sign of the end times, I'm not sure. But oh, that's completely bullcrap. But our refining things in a way that people are looking forward to seeing and getting a good response, but is in fact, of course, just like mild technical things. That's amazing. I mean, I like macOS. I like it quite a lot. I'm looking forward to getting Snow Leopard, but that's just douchebaggery. I'm sorry, that's just stupid, Apple. I mean, it's, you know what I mean? To be fair, a lot of the people in the audience, the dev people, might not actually have an experience with Windows, so they might just be like, oh, really? Oh, I'd heard good things about the Windows 7 beta, but, wow, I'm glad to hear they were all stupid and wrong, and oh, I love my choice of OS. I mean, Windows 7 doesn't mean that they personally don't get Windows machines, or that they're not allowed to use the Mac OS X anymore, or anything like that. It just means here's a good, comparable thing. I mean, the reality is both of these OSs are very mature, getting increasingly stable, and all you can really do is polishing. It's like Word processors, they've plateaued. What else can you do but type? I mean, what else do you need to do but type? You know, it's like that. But pretending like there's some big difference when there's not, just to get some people in a crowd riled up? I mean, come on. Come on, Apple. That's just ass-hattery.
Somebody's gonna get angry at the sound of our ears. With all the clicks and clacks, well, that's all you'd ever hear.